Hi, I'm Brian Davis, and I'm going to talk to you about the making of a message. 20 years ago, I would say that I would be the last person to talk to you about making of a message if it had anything to do with God or His Word. I didn't grow up going to church, and in fact, I went to church once my whole life prior to going to Baylor as a college student. But I did come to faith in college and started that growth process. Well, I also thought I'd be the last one to talk to anybody about giving any kind of a message publicly. I was fairly shy and introverted as a kid, and talking in even a small group format was really terrifying to me and not anything that I enjoyed doing. But as my wife and I joined a small group shortly after we got married and started growing in that group, I was given the opportunity one time when the normal leader was going to be out of town, and he asked me if I would just lead and facilitate our group. And I reluctantly kind of said that I would do it. And I came to the group very prepared, over-prepared. I shared too much, went into too much detail, went too long, but I was really hooked on that process of digging into deep to God's Word and trying to figure out how to communicate it to others. And I think that a lot of times people will think, oh, I'm not called to share, to be able to give a message, to be able to teach others. But it's like any other gift or skill. It can be honed, it can be improved, it can be sharpened. It just takes you having to trust God and His calling for you to step out and just walk obediently into that calling, and then to have a growth mindset, to know that it's something that you will work on and improve on over time. We have all these tools available, like our life-giving discipleship material. We have pastors and other leaders around us who would be happy to help pour in and help you figure out how to take next steps of growth and leading and talking to others. And it is such a joy and a blessing to be able to communicate God's Word to others that they can live out in their life. At work, I have the opportunity to give devotionals on a regular basis. About 3 years ago, my company started getting together with all the client-facing team and the departmental heads, about 40 to 50 people. And I asked, hey, can I start us off with a devotional? Most of the owners are believers, and so they said that would be fine. And so I went from asking if I could do that about 3 years ago to now every time we get together, they ask me, hey, will you start us off with a devotional this time? And this last July, after our last get together, we rated all of our different slots in the 3 days worth of meetings and kind of our workshop time. And my Devo time was actually rated the top slot of our time together. And that's not because of any amazing skill or comfort that I have. It's again, though, just trusting God and a calling, trying to step out and walk by faith, and then just continuing to have that growth mindset of wanting to improve and wanting to be used by Him to communicate His Word to others. And so we're all called to have a reason for the hope that we have. We all have our different groups and our niches and our relationships that we can speak into. It's just a matter of being willing to be used by Him for His purposes and His glory. So how about you? What are you going to do with your call and with your precious time? I hope you'll step out and walk by faith.